Welcome to the Life After Plus One podcast, where we turn life's lemons into delightful lemonade. Get ready for inspiring stories, uplifting conversations, and all the tips and tricks to rock your single parent journey with style. I'm your host, Leanne, and it's time to embrace the adventure of Life After Plus One. So, let's dive in. Hello. Welcome back to Life After Plus One. I'm Leanne, your podcast host and your single parent mentoring coach. And today I want to talk about Christmas. As it gets closer, it is nearly that time of year, isn't it? And I don't want to talk about co-parenting at Christmas. I have done that episode. It did come out last year. So if you want to go back and listen to that, scroll back. There is an episode there on co-parenting at Christmas time. But today I just want to talk about, should you invite your ex over for Christmas? So that's something completely different. Do you include them in your morning Santa routine or your Santa ritual? Do you invite your ex over to share that experience with them? Do you keep it separate? How do you do that? Maybe you're in the position where you don't know what to do. It's your first Christmas without them and you're like, what do I do? Should I invite them? Should I do it on my own? They've got a partner. That's awkward. That's weird. What do I do? Well, at the end of the day, there's no black and white answer for this. What you do is what you are comfortable with and what your kids are comfortable with. You've got to try and remember, Christmas is about the kids. It really is. And it makes it so beautiful having young kids that still believe in Santa and Elf on the Shelf and all that kind of stuff. It is a beautiful, magical time of year for the kids, and it's all about them. So when you're deciding what to do, please don't make it about your ego. Please don't make it about, nope, they're an asshole. I don't want them anywhere near me. Nah, fuck them. I don't want to have anything to do with them. But they're asking if they can spend it with you. The kids are asking if mom or dad can come over and you can have it all together. At the end of the day, no one can force you to do anything that you don't want to do. But all I will suggest is make sure that your decision is not based on you holding past resentment to your ex. You need to let that slide, because this person is now not in your life because they're just rubbing it in your face that you were once husband and wife, or you were once boyfriend or girlfriend. It's not about that anymore. They are now just your co-parent, or you can even look at it, like I've even said in previous episodes, as your business partner. Don't have any emotion. If you can invite them over and be totally neutral and have the kids there and they can just have all the present opening and Santa gifts and do all whatever they do, and that can be nice and calm and no relationship issues at all, then by all means, go ahead and do that. However, you also need to take into consideration if one of you has a new partner. That is a little awkward. You want to make sure that the partner feels comfortable as well. At the end of the day, this situation is not about tiptoeing around the new partner. It's about the kids, as we said. This is what this day is about, doing what works best for the kids. So we're not here to try and please your new partner or their new partner, but you do want to make them feel comfortable. If it's going to be a situation where it's just snarky remarks and dirty looks and eye rolling and all that kind of stuff, then don't do it, because the kids will pick up on that. The kids will see this behavior, and that's not something they need on Christmas. If you think the best decision is to do it separate because it's not going to be healthy, that you're at a place where it's still really fresh, you're still really hurt, and you don't know how to handle those emotions in front of them. You don't know how to control that. I know firsthand. I can tell you a situation that I was put into, and it wasn't by choice. I was invited to a kid's birthday party and my ex's family was all going to be there, and I didn't know that until I got there. And it was still really fresh. I think it was maybe a month or so after I had just broken up with my daughter's father. And I was not ready to go in. I was not ready to face his family and deal with questions when there was none of my friends or my family at this event. And you might be thinking, well, why did you even go? Well, it wasn't for his family. It wasn't his family event. It was a kid's party. My daughter was invited, and it turned out there was someone there. Oh, long story short. Anyway, I wasn't there for his family. My daughter was invited because it was a kid's party, and his family were also there. And it was awkward and I just couldn't do it. And I got to a place where I just said, sorry, I can't stay. I'm not comfortable yet. I'm not ready to face this. And unfortunately, I need to leave. And I did. That's what I did back then. That was many, many years ago. If you're in that place now when it comes to Christmas and you're not ready to deal with the ex and you're not ready to have them in your home, or you're not ready to go to their home, or whatever the situation is, you're not ready to face that yet, then don't do it. Don't put yourself in a position that is just going to make you feel uncomfortable. Don't put yourself in a position that's going to trigger you or really upset you, because the last thing you want to be doing is sitting in your bedroom crying and being in tears and sad and upset on Christmas Day because the ex has got a new partner. You've just found out on Christmas Day that the ex has got a new partner. Or maybe they've said something to you that's really upset you. Or maybe they've gone and booked a really nice holiday and it's something that you've always wanted to do with them. You spoke about doing when you were in a relationship together, and they've gone and done it. They've gone and booked this holiday and it's made you really upset. So now you're spending Christmas all upset in your bedroom and you're avoiding everything. Then don't do it. If you're at a place where you're still emotionally triggered by your ex, then don't include them in your Christmas celebrations. It's still too early, and it's okay. You're not letting anyone down. Yes, it's nice to be there for the kids. Yes, it's nice to do that for the kids, but you also need to look after yourself too. And yes, as I said earlier, Christmas is about the kids, but your needs also matter. If you are still triggered by your ex, if any communication you have with your ex, it's related to the kids, and you get worked up or you get upset and there's other comments made about partners or other things, or about your appearance or what you're doing or money, and you're getting triggered and you're getting really upset, then I guarantee you it's going to be the same when you see them in person. So if you're not emotionally prepared or emotionally ready to confront them or to see them in person on Christmas Day, then don't put yourself in that situation. However, if you're at a place where you can put all that aside, you can go, yep, they're a complete arsehole, but I don't give a shit. I want you over for the kids because that's what they're asking. So we will do this and we will keep the peace for the kids. It is also okay to tell the kids, Mummy and Daddy are now separated. We have now gone our separate ways. So you have Christmas with Mummy and you have Christmas with Daddy. Now, I do know that there are a number of families out there that do have certain celebrations together. Like Mum and Dad will come together so they can do the morning routine together. Some will have half the day together. Some will have the whole day, and then the next day, Boxing Day, they will have the kids. Everyone's got their own routine. So if you're not at a place where you're ready to come together and you're just both never going to agree, you're both never going to have a normal conversation, then just agree to disagree and just do your own separate things. You don't have to force a situation to try and make the kids happy when you both are going to sit there and be miserable. So it's okay to explain the situation in an age-appropriate way to the kids, and just let them know that Mummy and Daddy are doing Christmas separately this year. You get Christmas with Mum and you get Christmas with Dad. So really, they get 2 Christmases. So you can word it in a way that benefits them, that they get excited about. Wow, we get Christmas twice. And hopefully, depending on what kind of house it is and what kind of parent they have, they get double Santa gifts, because they might get Santa with Mum, they might get Santa with Dad, depending on how you guys do it. Some places don't. I know my daughter never got Santa presents at her dad's. She only got it with me. So it just depends on how the other parent chooses to do that. And please keep in mind, you can't change that if the other parent doesn't want to do Santa, if the other parent doesn't agree to do it, or whatever their excuse is. You can't force them to do anything. You can suggest it and say it's for the kids' best interest. If they still disagree, then you've just got to take it on board. I've never agreed at the fact that my daughter has never had Santa gifts at her father's, but that's something that I've just had to accept. But luckily for her, she's always received that when she's been with me. So she's not missing out. So if they're not getting Santa presents at the other parent's house, but they're getting it with you, or vice versa, then that's okay, as long as they're getting it somewhere. But whatever the other parent does for Christmas, don't try get too involved. Don't try make them change their plans, or don't try make them do something different. If that's what they do, then that's what they do. You cannot change anything about them, And a good chance, whatever you suggest, they're just going to fight with you because they're your ex, and that's just what they do. Unless you've got a pretty amicable relationship, and they might take it on board. But if you don't, if it's a pretty toxic one, or if it's an unhealthy one and it's never been cooperative, then they're not going to take anything you suggest on board, even if it is for the kid's best interest. They will just do anything and everything to go against you. So you can suggest something, but if they don't like it or if they don't agree with it, then they're not going to do it. So you just got to cop it on the chin. So went off the track a little bit there. However, what I was getting at is if you are at a place where you do need to do Christmas separate with your ex, then just try and find a way to let the kids know that they're just having 2 Christmases this year. They now get 2 birthdays. They now get 2 of everything because mum and dad are separate. You get Christmas with mum, you get Christmas with dad. You get birthday with mum, you get birthday with dad. And all the other occasions that come with it, Easter and everything else. So the first Christmas will be quite hard. It will be a little challenging, quite confusing for the kids even, and for yourself. You don't know what to do. Should you include them? Should you not include them? Should you try to be nice? Should you do this? Should you do that? It's hard because you're just used to doing it all as a family. So you've just got to focus on what works best for the kids and what works best for you without putting them in a situation where there's going to be any arguing, where there's going to be any fighting. If you all can come together as a happy family just for Christmas, then hey, include them. Bring them over for the Santa gifts. I know some families they split the cost of Santa gifts. So mum and dad go halves for the Santa gifts and then they do their own personal presents. So that's a decision you guys need to come to between yourselves. But once again, if that ex of yours doesn't agree or isn't on board with what you say, then you're just going to have to suck it up and take it. You can't force them to do something if they're not going to agree. If they don't want to do Santa gifts, you've just got to agree and you just sort it out on your end. It's a lot more expensive. Yes, it is. But hey, it's for our kids. And you know what? I remember there was a Christmas many years ago where I was at a place where I couldn't even afford to buy a Christmas tree. You know, just yesterday we put up our Christmas tree. It is a little bit early here, but hey, I love Christmas and I put it up. And I changed my whole color scheme. So I had a whole lot of Christmas decorations that totally don't match what I'm using. And I just gave them away. My daughter said to me, Mum, why don't you sell them? And I said, darling, because a number of years ago when we had Christmas here in this same house, I nearly couldn't even afford to buy a Christmas tree. So I want these decorations to go to someone who's in that situation. And hopefully one year they can pay it forward to someone else in that same situation. So that's what I'm getting at. You may be at a place where you might not be able to afford to do nice Christmas gifts. You may be at a place where you can't get nice Santa presents and you just got to do it really basic. I know what it's like. It's sad. It's heartbreaking when you can't get stuff for the kids that deep down you really want to. You just really want to get them a nice Christmas gift. You want to spoil them as much as you can. But kids don't remember that. And most of the time, years down the track, there's things that they won't even remember what they got for Christmas. So just focus on giving them the gifts that are nice keepsake things, nice things that they can keep for years down the track, not just little knick-knacky toys that collect dust. I refuse to give toys anymore. My daughter keeps asking me every now and then. She's getting to that age where she's grown out of them. But still for some time she's been asking me for little things here and there. And I'm like, no, it's dead money. It's just you'll play with it for a short period of time. It'll get shoved in the cupboard and then eventually it'll get donated. It's just wasted my money. It's not what I work hard for. I don't work hard to buy these toys that end up going in the bin or going to a charity. I mean, mind you, I don't mind donating stuff, but not when it's just at my, like wasting my money sort of thing. So be smart with the gifts that you buy if you're doing it on your own and your ex is not willing to come to the party to get a gift together. So back to the main topic, should you include them in your celebrations? And it's up to you. If you can bite your tongue, if you can have a nice day together without any fighting, then yes. Maybe it doesn't have to be the whole day. Maybe it's just an hour in the morning when the kids open the Santa presents or open the gifts from mum and dad. If you are doing it together, then that is a nice thing to do. If you're doing your gifts separate, then no, there's no point. You don't really need to invite them over if they're just going to come and bring their own gifts. They can do their own little Christmas get together when they're at their house with them. And then also another thing to take into consideration is if they have a new partner, how is that going to be? Is it going to be awkward for the new partner? Is it going to be awkward for you? Is it going to be awkward for the kids? And that's another thing you need to think about. It's not just, well, that's my boyfriend now, and so they're coming along. How is it going to be with the kids having mum and dad there and a new partner? Is that going to be awkward for them? So it's not just about you saying, well, too bad, it's my new partner, they're coming. Have the kids met this partner? Are the kids comfortable around them? Is it going to be awkward on this nice day to have the kids and mum and dad and a new partner there? So just think about how it's going to affect everyone. If you are wanting to invite a new partner and it is a relationship that you've had for some time, it's not just a little 1 month thing that you've just met recently, then I would make sure firstly that the kids have met them. You do not want to introduce your new partner to the kids on Christmas Day. There's enough happening. It's too much, too busy, too crazy, too awkward. Don't make that nice day uncomfortable for the kids and uncomfortable for the new partner. And good chance the new partner will probably want to be with their kids and their family anyway. So maybe that's something for later down the track. If you've just met, don't rush into it. Keep it for later down the track. If you know it's real and if you know it's going to go places, then 1 more year won't make a huge difference. But if you do feel like you do really want to bring your partner along, then just mention it to the kids beforehand and mention it to the ex, mention it to the other parent. If they're coming along as well to be there for the kids, just mention it, do the right thing and just say, hey, my new partner's going to be here as well. And then they might turn around and say, well, if that's the case, then I'll just leave it. I might see the kids later this afternoon, or I'll just see the kids tomorrow. It might be too awkward or too uncomfortable for them. The right thing to do if you're inviting a new partner, tell the kids and tell the ex if they're attending as well. If the ex is attending or coming to your place to see the kids on Christmas Day and you've got your new partner, just do the right thing and let them know. Because it might be too much for them to handle. They still might be at a place where they're not healed. They haven't moved on. They're still triggered. And so them coming to your place or them coming to see the kids with you and your new partner there might be too much for them. So just let them know and then gives them the choice to say, okay, well, I might just leave it, or okay, thanks for letting me know. I'll just pop in quickly, then I won't stay too long. So they can mentally prepare themselves. Like I know whenever I do anything with my daughter, I let my daughter know, okay, this is what's happening. This is who's going to be there. So she knows how to mentally prepare herself. Adults need to do the same thing too. We need to kind of go, like, it's not nice just rocking up to a situation. It's like, oh, okay, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect all these people to be here, or what's going on. It's nice to know what you're walking into. It's a bit of common courtesy. Even if they are an arsehole of an ex or they did put you through hell, don't put them in an uncomfortable position on Christmas Day in front of the kids. Let them know. Do the right thing. Like, I'm not saying don't invite them if that's what you want to do and that's where you're at and that's fine. Then you do that. But do the right thing and let them know. My new partner's going to be here, just letting you know. And give them the choice if they still choose to come or if they don't want to come. So that's just a few small tips on how you should go about Christmas Day with your ex. And should you invite them? Should you include them? Should you do it separately? Just a few small things to think about. And it is hard. The first one is hard. So be kind to yourself. Don't put yourself in any situations that's going to make you feel uncomfortable or you just don't know how to handle it just yet. Because it's okay. It's okay to not know how to handle it. It's okay to not know what to do or say. We're all humans. Okay, you're just going with it. This has just happened. You're still adjusting to it all. And if you don't know what's right or wrong, then you know what? Ask the kids and see what they think. Ask the ex and see what they think. But at the end of the day, you've also got to look after your mental health and your needs. And if being in their presence on Christmas Day is not going to do you any favors, then don't do it. Don't do it. Christmas Day is meant to be a fun day. It's meant to be a magical day. It's meant to be a special day. And the more you do as a single parent, the easier it gets. I promise you now. It does get easier. I mean, for me, I'm no longer at a place as, oh gosh, I don't have a partner on Christmas. I'm now at a place as, where are we going? Where am I spending it? What am I doing? Am I traveling? Am I staying home? It's if I have a partner or not. It's where we're going to be on Christmas Day. So it does get easy, and that's not a stressful thing for me. It's not a thing I worry about or lose sleep. I just like to know where we're going. Do I need to pack up and we're going somewhere on Christmas Eve, so my daughter wakes up there? Because quite often I do that. I go down to my mum's on Christmas Eve and we all wake up there together. So it's not about being sad, being alone. It's just about what are the plans? What are we doing? So the more you do, the easier it gets. You make your own memories, and that's what it's about. The more Christmases you have with just you and the kids, the more memories you make with just you and the kids. And as I just said, like I put my Christmas tree up just yesterday with just me and my daughter, and that's a fun memory that we have. I pull out the tree and I start, unfolding it, not unfolding it, you know how you spread it out so the leaves and then she starts decorating with the ornaments, and that's the fun thing that we do. And then I think as she's getting older, she got to a stage where she was bored pretty quickly, and she's like, I've had enough now, Mum. I'm like, oh, when you were younger, you used to love doing this. But anyways, that was a fun tradition that we like to do, just putting up the tree, and then we turn the lights on and it's all like, oh, we love Christmas. So you make more of these little special memories the more Christmases you have as a single parent. And like I said, it does get easier. Be kind to yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, because Christmas can get quite stressful with money and family arrangements and work commitments, like with end of year things, and school commitments with end of year award ceremonies and graduations and whatever else you have on. It does get quite chaotic. It does get quite overwhelming and can get quite stressful. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. I mean, it's not a bad thing to even just say, hey, you know what? We're just going to have a quiet Christmas this year. And that's something I've even thought about doing. I've just recently had a discussion with my daughter saying, maybe we should just have a quiet one. Let's just lay low this year and maybe just do a nice lunch somewhere, just me and you. And I mean, that may not happen. Who knows? I'm a last minute person. So many different things can change in the meantime from now until Christmas. But it's okay to have a quiet Christmas. It's okay to do what works for you. And that's what's important. What works for you and your kids, and are your kids happy? And them enjoying the magic of Christmas, because that's what it's about. We love Christmas. Well, I do. I love Christmas. And if you're Grinches out there, turn off now, because I don't like Grinches. No, I didn't mean that. I kind of do. But anyway, so thank you again. And as I said at the start of the issue, if you want some more tips on Christmas, on how to co-parent at Christmas, there was another episode that did come out last year. So scroll down the episodes and have a listen to that. And if you are struggling, and if you are feeling alone, you are feeling lost, it's a sad time of year for some that dealing with co-parenting on their own for the first time at Christmas time. It can be sad. It can be lonely. It can be quite... it can be a lot of things, really. It can't. It's a hard one. So if you are in that place, then reach out. I'm happy to have a chat. Let's talk through it, because it's not easy to get through. It's really hard, the first one. But the more family you have around you, the more friends you have around you, the better it is and the easier it is. So just try and put yourself around good people that will make you feel good in that first Christmas when you're on your own. You need your good support network. So having that first Christmas without the ex is probably not a good one to have as a quiet Christmas, because then you're going to be sitting at home stewing about things and wondering what if. So last year we were doing this, or last year we were doing that, and then we went on a holiday in January. No. Spend your first Christmas as a single parent with your friends and family. Have a good group of positive people around you. You need them around you for your first Christmas, because it's going to be an emotional one. It will be emotional. So have that support network around you that will make you feel good, and that will distract you from all those things that happened last year. Keep those new memories going of what you're going to create with your kids from this Christmas and all the other Christmases to come along. So thank you again, everyone. How exciting is Christmas? I love Christmas. And that's about it from me. I hope you all got something from this episode. And if you do want any more support, my ebooks, my coaching, all available on the website, lifeafterplus1.com. Let's have a chat. Everything is there. And until next time, I'll be in your ears then. Thank you for joining us on the Life After Plus One podcast. If you loved what you heard today and looking for some further support, then jump onto our website, lifeafterplus1.com. Plus, don't forget to check out our Instagram page for further resources and inspo. You can find all the links in the show notes. And remember, you're not alone on this path.
I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. And in the meantime, keep thriving, keep growing, and keep exploring your amazing life after +1.